Hi, and welcome to today's webinar. And today we're going to talk about something which is rather important, especially if you are working in social media, with social media, and you moving from analog sales to digital sales. So this becomes critical, what we're going to talk about today, because it's about getting your LinkedIn profile working for you. And that is really, really important, because I'm sure you're going to learn a few things today that they're going to be a surprise. So let me trying to get my clicker working, but it doesn't seem so. So this is me, Vasco Batella. Do come and connect with me on LinkedIn. Send me a connection request. I'd love to connect with all of you. So I'm the Vice President of MAVERRIK for EMEA. It says here 39 years, but it's more like 42. I just want to make myself look younger. I've worked in dozens of international projects, loads of other countries in the world, and I've worked as the director or vice president or CEO of companies like Coca-Cola, like Schweppes, like Tupperware, Encentro, Eden Earing, Redvo Telecom. There's a huge number of them. Just go out and check it on my profile. Let me give you a little bit of a LinkedIn overview. On LinkedIn, remember this, on LinkedIn, consistency is key. So consistent efforts on LinkedIn really, really matter. The other interesting thing about LinkedIn is that it's all about relationships. It's not about technology. Okay, so nurturing comes into play, for example, nurturing your prospects, nurturing your clients. Then another interesting thing for LinkedIn to work for you and for your profile to work for you is that you have to create new habits, new ways of working, not the analog ways, the new way, which is, in today's digital age. And then your profile, and this is what we're going to talk about today, plays a vital part in all of this. And you're going to see why. And, you have to create or earn new relationships and build trust. That's another one, so that you got credibility as the person to go to. And this is a very, very important thing. People do business with people. And this is why your profile becomes so important in all of this. So you have to get it right. You have to get it in such a in sort of a shape, in such a way that it really works for you. Okay, and you're going to see that as we go further. So just a quick LinkedIn overview. LinkedIn at the moment has got 933 million members. It says 930. It's gone up to 933 in the last couple of weeks. It's still growing and growing, and we believe that by the end of the year we'll be reaching the 1 billion mark. The other thing is there are 63 million listed companies, and just in the UK there are 35 UK members. So if you're trying to fill your sales pipeline, you don't go anywhere else. Go onto LinkedIn. The other interesting thing is that all of the B2B traffic on all the other social channels make up the rest, because 46% is just LinkedIn. So if you take Twitter, if you take Instagram, Facebook, and all the others put together, they make up the rest of the 46%. 46% are on LinkedIn. The other interesting thing is that LinkedIn is the #1 platform for lead generation. So if you're trying to do sales, if you're doing business development, if you're trying to grow your turnover, grow your visibility, and grow your personal profile, and you're marketing yourself as well, remember, it's LinkedIn. Then another interesting factor: why is my profile so important? And it is important if you take this stat into consideration. 62% of users will vet accepting your connection request, reading your message, answering your message by looking at your profile. It's from what they see that they will interact with you. So, as I said in the beginning, it is critical now that you get it right. So now you are the shop front window of your business. You are the shop front window of your brand and of the solutions and products you sell. And you are the shop front window of yourself in the professional world. So having your profile right is important. And let me just mention something very, very interesting. Most of you don't know this, but on LinkedIn, there are two types of profiles. There is the normal profile, the standard profile, and then there's one called the creator mode. And the creator mode is, puts you above par. The other interesting thing is it's free. So you just have the option of keeping the old profile or doing creator mode. Creator mode's got the advantage that LinkedIn will actively promote your profile, will actively promote what you do, what you post, and how you behave on LinkedIn. So it becomes sort of important that you get creator mode. And I advise everybody to do that, because creator mode also brings a number of tools that you can get. It's simple, and I'll show you in a minute. You just go, switch it on, choose 5 things you talk about, which will be then automatically be turned into hashtags. And this will put you in front of other people that talk about similar things, and that LinkedIn can use your content to show them what you do and what you are interested in. So when you turn creator mode on, you get a number of things. You get, for example, LinkedIn Lives, and you can do LinkedIn Lives. The other thing you do, or you get, is the audio events. And many people now are doing audio events. They don't like to be in front of a camera, but they don't mind being behind a mic. So this might be a great tool for you to use. Then creation of newsletters. And you'll see this in one of our other webinars that we'll be doing, how important newsletters are. Because the great thing about newsletters is that LinkedIn will promote your newsletter, will get you subscribers. You'll be growing your own subscriber base, but LinkedIn will also promote you and your newsletter. So all of a sudden, you've got this group of new people reading about what you are, what you do, what is your business, what is your brand, what are your solutions, and promotes you. And remember, people do business with people. And then it'll give you the follow link. And the follow link becomes quite important, especially after you've hit the cap of 30,000 connections, and then you just have to have followers. And I know from personal experience that getting followers is very difficult. It's not very difficult to get to 30,000 connections. It's very, very difficult to get over that number that goes into followers. So having the follow button really helps. And talking about that, when you turn on the creator mode, an interesting thing happens. Everybody that sends you a connection request will automatically follow you, even though you might not accept that connection request. That person will still follow you, will still follow what you do, what your business does, and what you are all about. So another interesting thing, and this is when I'm going to go and jump onto my profile, and I'm going to talk to you about also the creator mode and show you a few things there, is that you should lock your profile. And you're asking, what do you mean locking? Why should I lock my profile? Can it be open? The thing is, probably without you knowing, 2 things are happening on your profile. Number 1, people are ripping your connections without you knowing. Yeah, you are putting on all this great work behind your connecting, working at it every single day. And then you get a competitor, connects with you, becomes your first connection, and you say, oh, there's a competitor of mine trying to connect with me, why not? And what you don't know is that after he's connected with you, he can see your connections, and then he starts ripping them. And he does that, And then you know what's going to happen? These people will start, they connect with him. They start seeing his posts. They start seeing his solutions. And you've got a competitor also on the digital world because he's got your connections. So we have to lock this down. So bear with me while we move from the presentation onto my profile. And here's my profile. And what you do, can you see here on the top where there's a little image of me, a little photo of me? You go there and you go to settings and privacy. And I'm going to make this slightly bigger. Oh, it's already big, so it's okay. And settings and privacy, and then you're going to see something called visibility. You click on visibility, and then you go to the right-hand side and you see connections. You click on connections, and you turn that to off. You turn that to off. How's that? And by turning that into off, nobody now can rip your connections because now it's been closed. Then what you have to do is another thing. Now, on desktops, and you will get this on the right-hand side of your screen. On mobile, you get it at the bottom of a profile. And that is people that have got something that are similar to you and normally are your competitors. So people on your profile, all of a sudden, LinkedIn throws in your competitors and they go, oh, and they'll move away from your profile and go into theirs. We want to block that. We want people to be just focused on you. So the way to do this is same place. You go to account preferences, which is the first one over here. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to see something which says people also viewed. Here we are, people also viewed. And you turn that to off. And I'm sure that about 90% of you today have got that on. So remember, switch off the connection visibility, switch off people also viewed. And now you're safe. You're good to go. Having said that, let's go on to the profile then. So let's go into my profile. I'm going to use me as a guinea pig. And here's a number of things I'd like to talk about. It's how do you make your profile work for you? How do you make your profile give you visibility and create your brand, you as a person? Remember again, people do business with people. So number one, and this is like critical, it's your image, it's your photo. So if you've got a photo of you 40 kilos ago, forget it. If you've got a photo of you by the beach, holding a bottle of bubbly with dark glasses on, no. Holding your children, no. Some of you might even have this great photo you took at this wedding. You might even have a little bow tie on. Hey, no. Get a photo of you that looks real. And if you've got a problem in choosing the right photo, choose a few and then ask your colleagues, ask your family, ask your partner to help you choose the right one. And then choose it and put it up. Shouldn't have a very busy background, okay? Should have a background that's nice, clear, and crisp. But then there are three things about how you look. Three things. Number one, you need to look friendly. Number two, you need to look approachable. Number three, you need to look professional. You got that? Friendly, approachable, professional. Easy. Why? Because remember what I said in the beginning? You are now the shop front window of your brand, of your product, of your solution, and of yourself as a tool for business. So, it's like when we walk into a library or a bookshop, we want to buy a book. And normally we are drawn, if we have got nothing in mind, by how the cover looks, what's written on it. In my case, it must be really thick. And you look at it and say, this looks good. And you buy it. Because why? nice cover, nice copy on the book itself. Looks like an interesting thing. Let me have a look. And people, when they see something that interests them, they want to know more, because you're creating curiosity. Also, you look at the person on the image, you say, yeah, I want to connect with him. So that is really, really critical. So having the right photo, the right image there is important. Don't put the logo of the company. No one wants that. People do business with people, not with the logo of the company or some brand. So forget about that. It's you. You are the important person, the important piece of the jigsaw in LinkedIn. Okay. Then the other thing is, imagine what it is. It's background image. And you got the background image here. Have something there that tells your prospects, that tells your clients what you are about, what you do, what you sell. You know, have it branded, have it with a catchphrase, slogan. Have something there that gets people's attention. So, and if you put in also people on that image, it's great, because, you know, people relate more to people. So have something there that grabs people's attention, that tells them. In my case, I say, we'll help you win on LinkedIn. And it tells also training, coaching, consultancy. That's what you need there. So this is important. Another important thing that you have to, it's your name. And this is, I have lots of discussions about this, okay? Let me tell you a little story. About 2 months ago, I was with this client of ours, and we're doing a training course. And in the training, all the colleagues were saying, we can't find you, Bev. And everyone was talking about Bev, and they couldn't find Bev on LinkedIn. And I did a search, I couldn't find Bev. And then she says, oh, and don't tell me why now, why she was called Bev, okay? Something when she was little, and they named her like that. Her real name was Elizabeth. So people were looking for Bev and a surname. They couldn't find her because she had put on LinkedIn Elizabeth. It's like a colleague of mine. His name is Terry. Everyone knows him as Terry. The only person that calls him Terrence is his mother. And by the way, you can also connect with him, Terry Heath. And you know, nobody calls him anything else. It's Terry. So his name on LinkedIn, Terry Heath. Because if you had put in there Terrence, we wouldn't find him. And very recently, I had another client who heard what I said and changed his profile, because what he had in his profile was Robert, but everyone knew him as Bob. So now he's Bob something on LinkedIn, and he's easily found. Because at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want your prospects, you want your clients to find you on LinkedIn. So you must make it easy for them. And talking about that, there's something you have to do also on your profile. You have to go to your profile and URL. You'll find this on the right-hand side when you go into your profile. It's over here. And you click on the edit pencil and you turn everything to green. Can you see that? Turn everything to green. Why should you turn everything to green? Because you want to be found. You know, what's the problem? You have to look at LinkedIn as the tool to get business, as the tool for people to know you, to know your brand, to know you as a brand, for people also to see what you are about. You want people to find you. So why make their lives difficult? Why? Because some people sort of mistake LinkedIn, this powerful business tool, for example, Facebook. It's got nothing to do with Facebook. Nothing. It's all got to do, this is an amazing business tool. So it's different the way you behave on it. So you want to show people what you are. This is your new business card. This is how people will find you. So make it visible to everyone. Right. So let's go back to the profile again. And let's go down. Yeah. Oops. Another important thing, it's your headline. Mine says Vice President EMEA Maverick. And then it's got all these titles here. The reason they are there is one. This part of your profile is SEO'd. And that is important. So I have all these titles here so I can be found in a search. That's why it's there. Also, on this part, you want to tell people what you do. So when you find my profile, you know what I can do for you. That's what you want to know. The other interesting thing about this part of your profile is that apart from being SEO'd, apart from telling people what you do, you don't put there something. There's a five-letter word you don't use. It's called sales. Why? Because nobody wakes up in the morning say, I'm going to connect myself today to a salesperson. No one does it. So yeah, here it is. You don't put the word sales there. You can put it on your profile further down. Over there, you don't. Say to people what you can do for them. I help businesses grow. I do this. I do that. Don't mention the word sales. So, having that few things right and ready, you are good to go in a way. But there are some more things you should do on your profile. And let me just go down mine. Oops, if you can get it. Here we go. So I'm going down on mine. As mentioned, creator mode. So here's how you turn creator mode. You click there. You get all of these. And then you add the 5 things that you're going to talk about. In my case, I talk about sales. I talk about LinkedIn. I talk about strategy. I talk about marketing and social selling. You don't have to put the hashtag symbol there. It's done automatically for you. So just put the name that of the things you talk. You can go back days afterwards, weeks afterwards, and change it, okay? And then you got everything going for you. Let me go back again. And there's another important thing that you should do on your profile. Let's go to the About section. My About section is divided into 2. And there's lots of things that are here for one reason. The About section is also SEO'd. So what I do first, I talk about what my company that I work for, MAVERRIK, can do for you. So I'll talk about MAVERRIK. Now, we are sales, marketing, and strategy business that gets results. We are the UK's #1 social selling company, and blah, blah, blah. You've got all the rest. At the bottom, this is call to action, and ends there in terms of the business. Then I made a little divide there, and then I talk about me. Now, I've got all these beautiful things written, and it's not about bragging. Why? Because this is SEO'd. So I want when people search, for example, for new business development, turnarounds, about mentorship, coaching, training, strategy, they will find me. So I've got that there for a very specific reason. So divide your About section, what the company can do for me as a prospect, as a client, what I am, basically. Got that one? Good. Then let's go a little bit further down. And I'm sure that many of you haven't got this. And you're going to ask me, where do I get this? Well, you get this going to the top of your profile, near your image, and it says Add Profile section, and you'll get there. And on the recommended, you'll get this Add Featured. And why did you should have this Add Featured? Because this is a great piece of real estate. If we go here, when people look at my profile, they'll see, oh, hang on. Yes, they take a LinkedIn sales assessment. Yes, his newsletter, the social selling newsletter. This is one that I do, once a month. There's one of our programs, by the way, a great program if you're a solopreneur, a coach, or a trainer, the Accelerator program. Then we've got another one, if you go to the right, Momentum, which is another great program. And then you got another, Velocity. This is if you've got a group of people, of salespeople that want to sell more. Do you want them to be motivated to get results? This is a great program. So what happens? If Accelerator is the one, I click on it and it takes me to this post. And I say, I want to know more. I want to view it. And it takes me straight to our website. And there it is, the 6-figure Accelerator. And then I can go through it and see what it is. So this great piece of real estate, you should use it. It's easy to so you add it as I showed you. All of a sudden, this has gone crazy. And let's go down here. Let's go down here. On the featured section, let me just refresh. For some reason, it disappeared. And then I can easily add a number of things. Just go down. Oops. There we go. So on the plus sign, I can add the post. I can add a newsletter, an article, a link, media. There's a number of things I can do. And the other interesting thing is I can add all of these, and then I say, I don't like the sequence, or I want to take one out. I click on the edit pencil. I go here, and either I delete over here, or I go on the top right-hand corner here, and it's got these arrows up and down. Click there, and I can change the sequence. So I can just click there, go down, or go up, and I change the sequence. Easy. I'm sure that most of you haven't got this. Get it. It's free. It's there. It helps people find you. It helps people find what you do and what you want to promote. So let me just take this out, trying to get back where we were. And let me go down. Link what you do to your business page, to your company business page, company page on LinkedIn, so that you get the logo. However, as you know, you get older, many of the companies you've worked before, they've moved on, they've been sold, they've closed. So you might get a little gray logo. See if I can find one, yeah. Because that is happened. Oops, let me go. Yeah, everything's easier with a mouse, isn't it? Here we are. Let's see if I can find one. Yep, there's a few there because they're gone. They've been sold to other businesses. They've closed. So that will happen. So get everyone in your team to connect to the company page. Also, if you speak foreign languages, add those as well. You know, if you speak Spanish, French, German, Chinese, Japanese, whatever, put it there. Even if it's just a little bit. Why? Because it helps people relate with you to when they're talking to you. It can be a point of conversation. It could be, you know, just in Spanish, you know, una cerveza, por favor, or hola, or something like that. Just say that you know a bit of the language. Put it in there. It helps you interact with people. Remember, LinkedIn is all about relationships. So having this helps people when they talk to you. So put on those languages that you know there as well. We've studied, we've done volunteer work, and then, you know, get recommendations and put in your skills, because you'll find that these skills are rather important. So your profile is the tool for you to get through to businesses. It is the tool to grow your sales pipeline. Also, having all this in place helps you get connected easily. So when somebody sends an invite, oops, can't find it. Here we go. What happens? You get this. You get the name of the person, you get the face of the person, and you get what it says, what he does, the headline. So this is why it's important. Have a great image of yourself, have a great headline, okay, and your name is written in the proper way. Also, let me just remind another thing which I've just remembered, which is some people like to put emojis around their names. Avoid that, because the algorithm will read those emojis as a number, because you can't read emojis. So don't put them there. Take them out of your name. If you're going to put emojis, put it by the headline. And don't use too many of those, because it gets to a point it looks, to be honest, unprofessional and childish. So have a few, but just don't overdo it. Okay? The other interesting thing is the moment you choose creator mode, you get another interesting things happening. You get the possibility of putting in there your website. In my case, I've got the WhatsApp, the business WhatsApp there, but you can put it in other things, contact me, and so on. It tells people just underneath your headline what you talk about. There it is. You know, I talk about sales, LinkedIn, strategy, and so on. It's there. People can see what I am all about. It's put there. Also, what it does when you do the creator mode, it pushes everything that's about me upwards. And also, it shows people on what I've posted about. Let me just go, on my activity, what I've done. I've posted this, I've done that. It doesn't mention anybody else. If you don't have creator mode, it will appear that you've liked on this person, you've commented on that person, and that person will appear here. Yeah, it's everything centered on you. And remember, the moment you put creator mode on, LinkedIn will promote your profile. Okay, so let me quickly go onto the presentation, because before we finish, I want to talk about the analytics. And analytics is right on top of your profile. It used to be in the middle of your profile. Now it's moved right to the top. And analytics is something I spend time every morning for about half an hour, sometimes even more, looking at. Because analytics tells you, right at the top here, tells me how many post impressions I've had in the last 7 days. It tells me how many profile views I've had in the last 90 days, tells me my number of followers, and tells me how many search appearances. And to be honest, I like to see, for example, on the profile viewers first. Why? Because I find out who my stalkers are. Now, the thing is, for me to see all of them, I need to have Sales Navigator or Premium. But forget Premium, use Sales Navigator. Sales Navigator, if you're going to have any extra thing on your LinkedIn, it's Sales Navigator. This is what's going to help you with your sales. And we will be talking about Sales Navigator in another webinar as well. So it tells you, for example, everybody that's interacted with your profile. I know everyone. And I know everyone also. I can know by company, I can know by industry, location, and I can go to all filters and look at it. And there's a number of things I can find here. So I can, if I'm targeting the banking industry and the financial industry, I can go, put in, financial services, for example, already. And I see which are the people from financial services that have been looking at me. When I go also back, I can see which companies are looking at me. And I know the companies, because of the people that work at these companies, are looking at me. So I go back right for the beginning, and it says search appearances. I click on search appearances. It tells me, number one, what I'm being found for. So I'm being found for CEO, CMO, vice president, company director, founder. I've done all of these, so I'm good. If I was being found by being car mechanic or tree surgeon, something was wrong with my profile, and I'll have to have a look at it. Then it tells me, and this changes like every other day, which are the people that are looking at me. People from Forbes Agency Council, from the Chartered Institute of Fundraising, Sales Enablement Society, my colleagues from MAVERRIK. Number of people are looking at me. So I know now the companies, and then it tells me, and this is important as well, what do the people that are searching for me, they do. It tells me that it's company founders. Great, that's what I want. 2, salesperson. Brilliant. Salesperson is not salesman per se. It is people that are related to sales. It could be commercial director, sales director, head of sales, and so on. LinkedIn puts them as salesperson. Then business strategists. Brilliant. I want to talk to those as well. Executive directors. Brilliant. Those are also the other people. And then corporate board members. Hey, these are the people I personally want to talk to. So this is a great way for you to check on the health of your profile. How's it performing? Are the right people looking at what I do? And then the other interesting thing about all of this, if I can get there again, is on my profile views. And they've gone up, they've gone down, and at the moment tells me the views or the impressions on these posts. And I can see 128,000, 77 up, 30,000. And I can see my best performing posts that I've been doing recently. Here we go. So 128, 30, 21, 11, 10. This one is today's. And these then tells me it's gone up. In fact, more 76 people. If I go to this old post here, hopefully I can get to it. Let's see if it shows. I did this post. How long was it? Can I find it? Oops. Should be here somewhere. No, it's not getting traction. It tells me on these last weeks how many people have seen. So I had an extra 18 views on this one, 23 extra views. They're all going up in terms of views. And, this one, for example, it's gone up to 128,000 views. And if I click on it, I can go and see how many views it's got at the moment in terms of total. I hope it does that. Oh, there it is. Didn't freeze. 128,000. There you go. So this is a great place for you to find your stats. Play with it. See what's happening. Before we finish today, I'd like to talk once again about your profile. Remember, 3 things you need to get right straight away. Number 1, background image. Number 2, your name. Number 3, headline. Number 4, most important of all, your photo. Get the right photo. And if you've got a photo with some problems, use an app. There's a number of apps that can help you fine-tune, tweak your photo to look better. Some of these apps, give you the opportunity to take, some age marks, let's call it that, on your face. Don't overdo it, because then people, think, oh, he's got an overdose of Botox. Or they go, is this the same person? Hang on. Nah, can't be. So get something that helps you look the part. I hope, you've enjoyed today's presentation. I hope that it was helpful. And what I really hope is that you go back and do these changes. Have a great day. and take care. We'd like to invite you to visit Oxlab's website. The address is on screen at the moment, and on it you're going to find great help for your business. It's got this amazing tool there that it's called the Oxlab Business Support Tool. And the great thing about this tool is that it's going to help your business find the appropriate support and events to help you and your business succeed. It just takes about 7 minutes to fill in, and you will find out what Oxlab